Okay, the internet got cut out.
Oh? It's you.
We're back. Yeah. Okay. Before we continue, let me inform you that the internet got cut out, and this is just the continuation. So we are going to skip a little because yeah. All right, let's continue.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation.
We already know that. So I'm going to skip.
We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture your hard work has secured for us. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large... The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, but there came a... We later learned, considering Mr. In the interest of preventing further harassment...
This is a true honor. However, would I be correct to assume that this...
I can assure you that with the Kaidahara clan's reputation and you will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the Almighty Shogun's blessing.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors...
I sense some hesitation in your... Should you accept this?
Malicious rumor.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hito... Also, I would...
What?
That is correct.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being this, but perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow...
This is precisely why I...
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
I think this is where we got cut off. So yeah, let's continue here and play.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family,
this is not
based on
the one.
techniques originally developed
Yeah,
for blade
okay na rin.
testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaidahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Thank you, Kamaji.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Ryuji, huh?
Please, be careful during your investigation.
Alright, let's get out of here.
There, we'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you.
Wow.
It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather
Whoa.
the information they
I
want.
need millions of more
If
right
these
now.
were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions
Yeah,
of mora?
I know, Paimon.
Whoa.
We need that.
Oh, wait. Even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Oh, wow.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
This is a way of giving praises.
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You have no
You
idea, my
flatter me.
friend.
Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
Yeah.
You are much too humble.
Parang tinulak
Don't
lang siya.
worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever
Kaibigan
leads I
niyang
can for you.
yumao, eh, no?
Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Let's consider this for a favor for Yuji.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
Ooh, I see.
Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori
Yeah.
Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
Ishin art, huh?
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner.
Oh,
You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back. Yes, strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some
Sorry.
information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine.
Oh, yes.
Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry, you have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
We still need to get the info from the Nagato family.
Yes.
The
It
almighty
sounds as if
push.
something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Take it easy.
What is wrong with ya?
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him, but making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Okay.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
You did the right thing, yeah. Family.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Ame no Mayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Oh, that's cool.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame no Mayuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
They must have had an argument during the sale. Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth. We're still missing a crucial information. Well, let's choose this third sentence.
Right.
What?
I very much agree with you.
Mhm.
It seems highly likely that we're missing a piece of the puzzle. Working off what we know so far, there are too many things that don't add up. The chances are that there are still some clues left for us to discover. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Ame no Mayuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
Well, this also doesn't seem connected to the case of the attacker. Well, who knows?
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
I knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
What are you? A combination of Tanjiro and...
But there's nothing here.
Who was
gone
it?
now.
Tanjiro
But I can
and...
still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma.
Come on,
The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Who's it? Zenitsu.
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed.
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
That's dangerous.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth.
Alright.
You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
Come on, man. Don't say that.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
So in the end, it was just a scare?
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy's source left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Let's hurry.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you.
Okay.
Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Yo.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly. Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Quietly now.
That's cool.
It's,
Ugh! Look at this red stuff!
by the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
All right. Okay, I am Nagato. I was wounded by Aminoma Yuya. He took my most precious blade. I chased him, but could not chase him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding. Ooh. But it seems that some strange powers has sustained me. Why did they steal the blade? Okay. Okay. It hurts, okay. I won't fall unconscious, okay. I collected all the strange and bizarre things, but they warned me not into out habits, so okay. And sorry for letting you down, Sachiko. Oh, her wife. His wife.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Aminoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato.
Okay.
Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
Okay.
So, where is he?
So they're not working together.
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami.
Yeah.
Add to that the fact that its aura seems
They
to have
are
attracted a
high.
horde of monsters. and
Like, hi.
I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
Okay, let's ask the Tenra Commission to do a thorough search later.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths.
That is true.
If Aminoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill.
Okay.
All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait! You figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. but it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Oh.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time. Show yourself!
Oops, I'm so sorry.
It's no use hiding anymore.
Kaidehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
What?
Aha! So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Miyuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Miyuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Oh.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Miyuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
Like a Zanpakuto from Bleach.
As a descendant of the
Yeah.
Kaidehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya.
Shoo.
He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home.
Well, that's a long, quiet trip.
I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power. The might of Ishin art.
I don't know about that, dude.
So Amenome Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
Yeah.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenome Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenome Yuya's body, I have found you. And by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun.
You better change your
Kazuha,
plan, man.
You stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Sheesh. Oh no.
Gather!
Can you hold on for a sec? We are using Kaidehara Kazuha. Okay, a little amount of crit damage and crit rate. What weapon? 220 elemental mastery. Fillet blade, why? On hit has a 50% chance to deal with two. Okay. Wow. Why is it all the time? Oh, C3.
Join me
One
and
with
serve
nature.
that divine light!
Busted. Here comes the catch.
Me! Join me and sever that divine light!
As one with wind and cloud. Time to go.
This is so cool.
Stabilize!
One punch.
Do not stand in my way,
What the?
or I will strike you down too!
What?
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Yeah.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Then we will smash you into pieces.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Okay, okay.
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
That's a samurai
As
pylon.
I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you?
Well,
On his deathbed,
why don't
he
you
passed
go
to
and
me
attack
all of
Raiden
Ishin
Shogun
Art's
then?
secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak, to the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
Kazuha is speeding facts in a calm way.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
Sheesh.
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony
I like this.
between a blade and its bearer?
Look at Kazuha.
Silence, you blabbering fool.
You are the
I
one who is
must
fool.
achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being.
Ooh.
I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
Yeah, because
And you
Raiden,
should
come on.
face reality.
Yeah.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality.
You want me to attack you again?
It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan.
See, told you.
If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
You're
How
Orochimaru
stubbornly you
acting.
stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the
Yeah.
almighty shogun in your current
Yeah,
state.
that's true.
So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well.
Like
Then
this.
find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you.
That would be me.
Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
Oh.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is a risky strategy. Yeah. Well,
This is the only way
Yeah.
to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet.
correct,
The
correct.
cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with
Oh,
me.
come on, man.
We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
All right.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance.
Woeful.
I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too.
Okay.
Now, take me in your hand.
What? Bun. Here we go now.
Kazuha?
I'm okay.
Of course you are.
I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
If something feels off, let me know immediately.
I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights.
Oh.
If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
That should fit the bill.
All right. Please lead the way.
All right.
What about Aminoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Aminoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
That's a tall guy behind us. Oh. I want Primo Gems, you know. All right. We're going to use Kazuha with that blade. Oh yes, we are. This guy is so cool. Let's see, let's see. I think we are using the Prize Asian blade with a normal charge or plunge attack. Hits an opponent, it will release an accursed spirit dealing AoE damage equal to 180% of attack and restoring 100% of attack as HP. Okay, that's cool. This effect can be triggered triggered once every 8 seconds. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Look at that blade.
Business.
The wind knows me.
That is cool. That's the reason why I want Kaiharo Kazuha.
Into the wind.
Hold on. I want to see. Okay, it's still the same.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
This is cool. Oh, so this blade can heal the user, just like the Battle Pass blade.
You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected.
Whoa.
Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance,
that.
it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm.
Well, of course.
Let's keep going.
You're Kaidehara.
Into the wind.
Alright. Into the wind.
Time to go.
Yes, sir. Oops. I like this.
It's my lucky day.
The wind knows me. Into the wind. Time to go. One with nature.
Day.
Falling leaves.
Adorn my
Adorn
night.
my night. Into the wind.
How I wish we can get Kazuha.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
What's going on?
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
Oh.
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Just checking if there's a chest. You know. Okay. Chill Paimon.
The wind knows me. Time to go.
Fall before me! One strike will suffice.
Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
Cut down.
Alright.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight!
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before?
Zanpakuto.
It looks like a piece of gem.
The wear and tear is severe.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen to you?
I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably,
I
we are
like
nothing
this. I
alike.
like this quest.
I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from?
You shouldn't fight with this blade anymore.
Yup. We can help this time.
Well, okay, yeah, let's do this.
Don't worry. I'll use my own
Okay,
blade.
that's cool. That's cool.
It's just more of the same.
The fillet.
Let's get down to it.
Okay. He's saying the truth.
The perfect distance.
Cheap tricks.
One with nature.
The fairy.
This will do!
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. Wind strike.
Cool.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed.
Indeed.
No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi.
The fillet? Come on.
And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
I think.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels
Yeah,
in
see,
Liyue.
told you. A
What?
generic blade.
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade,
Yeah.
but they are not everything.
Correct.
This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
That's it?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to
I
reflect
see, I
on
see.
things.
Oh, what a breathing. That's quite a line there.
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were warped by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
Are we going to fight him again?
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Ame no Mayuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say.
Okay.
And if you don't agree, I will still release Ame no Mayuya as promised.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
Okay.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle.
Oh.
Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Okay.
Oh. And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
Yeah. You're using his body.
I see. He used my body
Yeah.
to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward.
Very cool.
I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention?
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Okay, okay. I hope there's a Prima Gems here. No. That's useful. All right. So we are going to fight, but the blade is not in good. It is not in good condition, right? So I don't know. Let's see. Let's see.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
That.
Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaidahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenoma
Here we
Yuya.
go.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Let's first grab this crab and fight. Shwang. See that? See that? With elemental. See that? Oh. He may look like a generic guy, but this samurai still looks cool. See? You got hit and it's done.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! The wind knows me. Into the wind. One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
Oh!
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
Okay, cool.
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes,
That's cool.
I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
Is this blade's
I'm
going
not
to be
sure,
for free or
I think that all this
only for
is
a
about
quest?
to come to an end.
I hope we can still get the blade. Oh, it's not that far. Nah. I'm here.
It's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes.
Whispering.
He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious.
Nefarious.
I have
like
decided
that word.
to let him do it.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your
Yeah.
mind, huh?
The decision is yours, my friend.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later.
Okay.
Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
You're about to release your
Stay
Bankai.
true to your promise.
Bankai. Here we go.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable.
Oh.
But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything. You mean...
Yes, the cost is my entire consciousness.
If you don't mind, I will forge myself. Oh. Cool, cool.
Right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to
Look at that.
prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an
That is cool.
Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin.
Cool.
This name is now yours to keep.
So you will not be using the fillet.
Rest in peace.
No, rest in peace. I like the blade. I like the blade design. But it doesn't fit Kazuha's playing style.
That's why he said it had to be done in that order.
Correct.
His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Mm-hmm.
Kagotsurube Ishin.
Kagotsurube Ishin.
It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart.
Cool.
Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Too dangerous if you ask me. Yeah.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did.
Correct.
Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
That is cool. I'll hold you to your word, my friend. My besto friendo.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Oh, I wish we can get a Kazuha.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Oh,
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon
at
crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan.
look at that.
By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art.
Cool, cool.
And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well. I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
Sumeru.
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now.
Oh,
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
I like that. Let's see where the wind takes me. That is so cool. Well, that's it, Pansip. Love this quest. Oh, we got Primogems and the blade. Thank you, Kamaji. Oh, we didn't reach. But at least, right? At least. Where's the sword? Oh, here it is. How can we forge this? Let's give it to Jean. Where is Jean? I'm so sorry. Will this fit her? Nah. That is too much. About the traveler? Nah. It's all about aesthetics. How about a baby girl? Oh, looks cute. Oh, it's already max. When a normal charge or plunging attack hits an opponent, it will break up a healing gale. Really? Healing gale? What is that? I wanna see it. I wanna see it in action.
Let the wind lead.
Look at that. There's a special effects on the sword. Very cool. Let's upgrade it a little. Okay, cool. I like the aesthetics of the sword. I love it. Hello.
Solidify!
Take it easy. I swear by my sword. Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
I didn't catch up the damage, but the sound that hits, it's kind of cool. So it changed its effect, because before it can heal, now can't. Hewing Gale.
In the name of the princess.
Okay, cool.
By royal decree.
Quietly now.
Not bad.
Gather!
Oz revealed.
Now that's quite a damage. I'm quite excited to pull.
What a lucky day!
By royal decree.
My blade! To the very...
You're gay. That is strong. For each damage, that's already strong.
Insolent shall be punished.
Stabilize!
Oz revealed by
Busted.
purging transgressions.
Cyclone!
27,000.
Gather!
By royal decree.
Get moving!
Winter shall eventually come.
That's cool.
Hurts!
Solidify!
Fracture!
We need 50. 50 Primo Gems to pull. And to get that, let's check some more. Okay, this is impossible. Hit an opponent with a plunging attack after plunging for more than 5 seconds. Well, okay, this is easy. Let's use albedo.
Some in the
It's not even possible. 5 elemental burst within 15 seconds. It's kind of crazy.
in the name of the princess.
World quest. Will this world just give me Primo Gems? Oh! Come on! Let's do this. This is going to be fast. Are they filming again? If I'm not mistaken, Savior is filming. Alright, so he is filming. Prelude outside in the quiet countryside. In the verdant Let's just do this. Oh, I like this. Okay, let's do that. We'll have to sacrifice ourselves. With feelings, Miss Koharu. One more with feelings. How this happened? But I won't lose like this. Don't underestimate my resolve. Wow. Miss Susanna, Miss Koharu, you do need to go over a skill. Okay. Try to use the flash moves you can. Your abilities. Okay.
It's my lucky day.
I got a new character.
Confess!
You like that? No?
Yeah!
You like that? This angle is kind of weird.
How's this? Ah! Gather! There's more! It's my lucky day. Bring it on!
This type of angle is kind of weird, but yeah, this is a movie.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Gotcha.
My blade!
Here comes the catch.
Truth hurts! Order guide you.
Stabilize. This isn't over. No rest for the wicked.
Keep moving!
No special effects, just use vision. There's more? Grabe naman. Sorry for that you're so but I don't plan to continue taking part in this. You can reprimand or punish me, but I'm not going to keep. I know, but there's some issues with performance, but it's nothing few more. There's no need. We could practice 100 times and I still wouldn't understand. I share the sentiments, okay? No matter how you look at it, it just doesn't make any sense. Best just buried. Come on, that's how acting is. Oh my, what is wrong with you? With Sasano in Koharu gone. Vision. Okay. There. It's okay. I'm so sorry. Your efforts, I fear. It's fine.
Doing detective work means you gotta walk the walk. No, I mean literally. I need to search
Oh.
high and low for evidence.
Oh, that's a lot of food. What is wrong with you, Xavier? What is wrong with you? Making me yawn. Sorry, I'm so sorry. My dear fellow, we order food from you, correct? Whoa. Paimon's favorite thing to do, eat. Oh, Paimon, you didn't finish your food. Simply divine. Okay. I feel the same way. You guys go on. Paimon's just gonna fish it. Okay, go on. Okay. I was listening to the same old things. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is getting long. I thought this is a short quest, but I was wrong. quest is over. Ah, I'm itching to end this quest. I thought this is a what do you expect from a world quest? World quest, right? Oh, Miss Paimon. See? So the oh. You know what? I can't wait. Okay, well then, I will end this live stream for now because I am tired, like for real. I am tired. But the quest, Kazuha story quest, I like it. I love it. Especially we get the sword, right? We got the cool sword, that looks like. See that? That is so cool. Cool. Thank you for watching or for stopping by. Hope you give me a like and subscribe for more videos and live stream. Aside from Genshin Impact, I do upload some reaction and musical performance. But musical performance. But either way,
Huh.
take care.
My intuition tells
Have a
me
great
that something
day.
very interesting is about to happen.
Maraming salamat. And yeah, I'll just have to end this now. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.